Hold on one sec. I don't have a map here. So let me get this real fast. In case you're wondering what maps I'm using, I am going to vgmaps.com, the video game atlas, and I'm using the maps from the Dawn of Souls version of the game. They are really good. So we want Snow Cavern. Alright. So you may be aware that there is a game here to make Gil. I'm not going to be doing it, but I forget what button. It's kind of like the money-making game in the airship in Final Fantasy 1. If you get your Toad spell up to 16 in this game, then it changes the money-making game on this, where you can win like Masamunes and like Genji armor and all this other nonsense. So, of course, if you've got a level 16 Toad spell, you're probably already so strong that you could more than likely kill the final boss in one round anyway. Let's see, how far away are we? This way. Alright. Welcome to the Snow Cavern. Ghouls! Undead enemies are one of the places where Guy can help out, actually. Pretty much universally, undead are weak to fire in this game. And, of course, Cure Magic works against them. I think this is the first game in the Final Fantasy. I don't think that's a thing that happens in Final Fantasy 1. You know, Cure Magic working against zombies. So, that's pretty neat. Pretty neat. Pretty neat, pretty neat. I think tactically, it's especially neat, you know, because it gives you more options for your white mage, you know. I think it's a much better thing to have happen than, like, say, the harm spell from Final Fantasy 1. Gives you less things to keep up with. There is a boss at the end of this. Let me see. But there aren't any flans, so this dungeon, by the way, is where the enemies are first, like, rank 2. So most of the enemies in here are rank 2. The zombies, ghouls, and goblins and goblin guards and balloons are rank 1. But there's a lot of rank 2 enemies in here. So that's really good for Joseph there. We'll be able to very quickly build his axe skills up. He's already got him up to 3. Where, as you can see, like, we're kind of stymied at 5 there. Well, that's because of the diminishing returns of skills. If I can get Joseph up to close to 5 by the end of Woo. I don't want to play. I don't want to play. Let's just do that. Thankfully, undead enemies are pretty numerous in the game. That's another reason why the fire spell is so good. We'll just do this. And I have some potions, so I'm not worried about running out of MP for Guy. Even though he is technically my healer. How many potions do I have? 5 and a high potion. Oh, that's plenty. That's plenty. There's a door right there that we can't. It's a one-way door from the other direction. Alright. Do I want to use a cure spell on this? No. I think we're just going to whack them. So, I've talked a bit about how certain weapons have like dry... That's a monster closet, by the way. Have dry spells. After the mithril sword, we're not going to find another good sword for a very long time. Like, there are quote-unquote upgrades for the mithril sword before we get the wing sword. But they're the ancient sword and the sleep sword. Sleep blade, or whatever they call it. And... no, let's do this. While they are useful, and the ancient sword itself is actually useful throughout the entire game in certain ways. Because of the status effects that come on those swords, they have abysmally low hit percentages, which means you end up doing almost no damage, and it's pretty bad. So the mithril sword, I'm afraid, is going to be it for a while. There's a couple of ways you can get around that. You can see how fast that Joseph is getting weapon levels. That applies to everybody. So, like, you can get up to a basic level of competency with a weapon relatively quickly. So, in the mid-game, once the... actually, like, when you have to go into Cashew and Keep, that's about the point the mithril sword becomes a little... It starts to show its age. But it's still useful there. However, in that dungeon, you get a mace called the Werebuster, which is, you know, it's about in line with what you would expect an upgrade from the sword to be. So what you can do in the short term, and I'm not going to do this because, you know, it's not that big of a deal. If it is a big deal to you, you can switch temporarily to maces. And what that will do is allow you to kind of have this more even progression. And you really only feel kind of... You'll only suffer for a few battles. Once you get up to like 2 or 3, it's not that big of a deal. Like, in terms of like attack power. Or a number of times attacking. Alright, where am I? I think there's an axe over here. Yeah. Way to go, Joseph. Nice damage, nice damage. Trying to save my MP for like the battles with like lots of enemies, so you know they won't take nearly as long. And there's a mithril mace up here, if this map is correct, which I know it is. Haha, you missed. Probably should use the last of Guy's MP to heal up. So is that 4 or 5? That's 4. Okay. This is not a big deal. It's still weird to me to have grenade enemies be weak to fire. Or thunder. Just, you know, like, it wouldn't be such a big deal to me mentally if it was like thunder and blizzard, but it's fire and thunder. And I just don't know, man. I just, like, I don't know. One thing about items, just healing in general. They seem to restore more HP and MP if you're using Ether in battle than they do on the menu. So if you've got to do some healing, unless it's like... Unless the person is like in the red or something, then it's probably a better idea to just do it in battle. So, let's use thunder. That should be more than enough to take out those balloons. And then, yep, Furion can finish off the grenade. All according to plan. All according to Keikaku. Okay. Another thunder spell. No, thunder. Nice. Maybe I should have bought it. No, I didn't have enough money. I was thinking maybe I should have bought an elixir or two. Let's hit him with thunder. And we should be able to finish him off with our physical attacks. How much hit points do these grenades have? Let me see. $60 hit points, so she can almost kill them with... Ow. Well, he's gonna get a stamina upgrade. Shoot. I'll have him use a potion on himself in the next battle. Down the stairs. Alright, let me see. Do I want to use a fire spell? No, I want to save my... Let's use a potion on yourself. So, if you use those outside of battle, they restore like 50 hit points. So you can get quite a bit of additional healing, actually, by waiting and using items in battle. I love how Guy has more hit points than Furion, and he's been in the back row the entire time. I mean, because that makes sense, right? Makes perfect sense to me. Alright. I did mention that the reason that I'm having Furion be the one in the front row is because of ambushes, right? Like, Furion's evasion rate is taken into account about whether or not you get ambushed. And only his. Nobody else's. You bastard. Nobody punches Joseph. Joseph does the punching. Although right now he's swinging an axe. It does seem kind of weird not to have Joseph being punch happy. But the thing is let's see. Do I want to... Now I'll hold on to that. It's not that big a deal. Don't run, man. Just use a potion on yourself. Alright, now we should be good to go. I think axes are a pretty good weapon, like, but they suffer similarly to the swords, but in a slightly different way. After the mithril axe, they kind of have this weird thing where their hit percentage gets it dips down below, like, a point that makes they end up doing less damage than, say, maces, you know. Mithril Spear. And that is a monster closet. Do not go in there. That's where they hang their monster coats. And, you know, I think it's just rude to go through people's closets. So I'm not going to go in there. Oh, I get a free mithril shield in here. I shouldn't have bought all those mithril shields. I have it listed right here in my notes. Don't buy. You get a free This is what I get for not reading ahead. Whoopsie. Oh well. Alright, we're getting towards the end here, so I need to try my best to... I shouldn't have used all of... Oh, no, I guess it doesn't matter, because they teleport us out. Well, they don't teleport you out, but they give you a shortcut out. But I was thinking, I need to teleport out, but you can't teleport out of here. The spell is actually blocked. You can't use it in here because there's a story scene at the end. Mithril shield for free. Too bad I already bought all the mithril shields I'm gonna need. Or did I? No, I didn't. Oh, cool. So I didn't. Okay. All right. I'm good. Thank you. So, you only have Joseph for this one battle, so if you want to go and get his... this one dungeon. So if you want to go and get his Arcane Labyrinth weapon, the Dragon Claws, which is a dagger, by the way, you have to go, like, now, before you finish this dungeon. We're not gonna deal with this. We're done here.